We're back again discussing brain health with Professor Tissa Wijeratne. This time on a different topic. Professor, we are delighted to hear about your nomination for the position of Secretary General for the WFN election. Congratulations, what a wonderful achievement. The first Sri Lankan and the first Australian to attain such a nomination.
It is an humbling experience to be nominated for this role, Sunari, and thank you for having me here to talk about it.
You're a very busy person, Professor. So what motivates you to want to accept this nomination?
Sunari, that's a good question. There is a famous saying that if you want something to be completed, you give it to a busy person. I am very busy, but as we said before, brain health is in peril. And this is the opportunity to make some changes to address this issue head on. At this point of time, World Federation Neurology is in a very strong position. We have done a lot of good work during last couple of decades. We bought World Brain Day, which we have successfully conducted year after year, reaching out to well over 1 billion people. And then with World Health Organization bringing their intersectoral global action plan, which I would explain in a minute, we have all national or federal health ministers agreed at policy level, actionable level, to address brain disorders from prevention, access to care, treatment, research, advocacy in all these fronts during next 10 years. So I see this as a decade for the brain. Therefore, I think I am ideally poised or suited to accept this nomination if I get voted in, because the time can be efficiently used to get these things done. The other thing that I seriously thought about is this. We know that out of the entire global population, we have close to 5 billion people living in Asia and Oceania region, and close to 1.4 billion people live in Africa region. I think my upbringing and my background, having born and raised in rural Sri Lanka and having done primary education in Sri Lanka, primary medical degree in Sri Lanka, and then trained in New Zealand and Australia, I am bringing both sides of the world to the table, as I have been flying back and forth regularly to Asia, Africa. Here, I see the problems and challenges in both sides of the world. That's the other reason that I felt that I can bring extra experience and extra useful practicalities to the table, to the very talented WFN leadership team, if I get elected to this role. So those were the reasons that I decided or used to choose to accept this nomination, which is an incredible honor to any academic neurologist.
Wonderful, Professor. A sort of cultural competence as well, in addition to everything else, a different dimension.
Absolutely. You and me both know that the current world that we live in is a very different world compared to what we see in most television channels. It's diverse, it's diverse culturally, it's diverse linguistically. Whichever the big city that you go, you see people from all kind of backgrounds. In fact, the other additional experience that I'm bringing is where I work. I work at Western Health, which is a major health network in Melbourne, Australia. And we cater for people representing from 166 countries. That's bigger than our entire membership of WFN.
Wow.
Our membership is 123 countries. So I see and hear different cultures, different backgrounds, day in and day out as a frontline clinician. So I can use all these experiences that I can put to good use with rest of the other talented members in the team if I get elected.
Position. Yes, Professor. In addition to that, would you like to elaborate on your vision?
I think the brain disorders such as stroke, dementia, epilepsy, headache disorders, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, and then myriad of other rare neurological disorders, up to about 400 of them. For many of them, we have exceptionally high quality therapeutic interventions now, but they're expensive. So the access to this treatment is a problem for most countries. In fact, up to about 70% of the world. So that's one problem. And the other problem is, despite we can prevent most of these disorders, we as human beings, we are not good at adhering to these preventive measures. The best example is stroke. 90% of strokes can be prevented, but we are not good at preventing these strokes with the current approach that we have. So we do need to collaborate, cooperate, and communicate with other like-minded people, organizations such as World Stroke Organization, World Health Organization, other patient advocacy bodies, to make sure that we explore what else can we do to actually change these habits and actually prevent these disorders. So I talk about treatment, I talk about prevention. And then the other issue is education. We need to educate doctors, we need to educate young neurology trainees, and we need to empower them to become the next generation of leaders also at the same time. So that's the other aspect. The other very important thing is, as I said, World Health Organization intersectoral global action plan, where each national health minister has agreed to act upon this brain health decade things. We do need to recognize movers and shakers from each nation.
Right.
So it is not up to us from our organization to tell different countries that you do this, you do that. What we do need to do is to find out those heroes from those countries who know the local politics better in medicine, in neurology, as well as governing institutes, federal health ministries, state health ministries, and other organizations. So once we recognize them, then you need to empower them and support them to act upon these action plans to promote quality neurology and better brain health globally. So part of my vision is the continue the good tradition that WFN has put forward, having done a lot of good work during last 2 decades, and then using the talent pool that we have in high quality leadership team to recognize these advocates in each of these nations and regions and work with national societies to help them to deliver what is needed to their country, their region, their state as best as they see as fitting. So I want us to be the bridge of supporting them. So my overall vision is basically supporting quality neurology and better brain health globally, because we are absolutely nothing without our brains.
Thank you very much, Professor. We wish you all the very best, and we're keen to hear the outcome of the election in a few weeks' time. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Professor?
Thank you, Sunari. I think final message to the visitors is irrespective of the election outcome. As you know, I have been heavily involved with a variety of WFN activities over the last 2 decades or so, and I will continue to be active in WFN in whatever the capacity. For the viewers, I want our delightful viewers to be interested in brain health and basically interested in the ongoing conversations and promote brain health and protect and preserve their brain function, because that's what makes us who we are.
Brilliant. Looking forward to hearing more from you and of all the wonderful work that you do, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you.